Hey everybody, it's Jamie here and a very warm welcome to you all to Travel Blog Jamie. I'm currently sailing on board Cunard's latest ship in the fleet, Cunard, on a 2-week Mediterranean cruise. I'm going to give you a tour and review of this, my standard inside cabin, deck 9, forward, starboard side, and ask the question, what are the pros and cons of staying in a cabin like this on any cruise ship? And a look at Cunard's deck plans from deck 1 to 14, bearing in mind there's no deck 13, that would be considered bad luck. My standard inside cabin is located on deck 9, forward and starboard side. It's cabin 9027. It benefits from being close to some great facilities: the Panorama Club pool and bar, Artisan's food hall, specialty dining, a pavilion pool, bar, gelateria, grill and wellness cafe, and just a couple decks from the Commodore Club and Sky Bar. When choosing a cabin, you might want to make sure you're not above or below any noisy venues. My cabin 9027 is sandwiched between passenger cabins. Okay, location. We are forward, of course, and here are your 4 lifts and staircase and our cabin just around here, starboard side. Okay, let me show you the journey all the way there to cabin 9027. So we are going to head further forward just for about 30 seconds or so. Nearly there, get our cruise key card out ready to zap in. And you are cordially invited. Come on, let's have a nose, eh? Okay, let's start off in the corner because angles and perspectives are everything. I know what you're thinking, apart from, ooh, look at those gorgeous legs. You are thinking you've had much wider entrances over the years, haven't you? And you might be correct. Directly to the left, we have our temperature gauge. Now, I like mine Arctic, but you can have yours tropical if you want. Unlike other cruise ships out there, you can actually turn this one on and off. That might sound ridiculous to you, but I promise you, many cruise ships don't have that facility. They are on constantly. Your privacy, please, and please make up my stateroom magnetized sign, which you can pop out on the front of your door when you vacate your cabin in the morning and evenings. And yes, there's an evening turn down service. This is super important. You're going to need to bring along some old store card, or rather pop in here to illuminate. You're going to want electricity, aren't you? Anyway, let's head into the main event, the bedroom area. As you're coming into the bedroom area, we've got 2 hooks up here, very handy for your bag of tricks or whatever you want to put up there, your knickers, your socks, your belts, your bras. It doesn't matter, does it? And welcome. This is a standard inside cabin. Now, I had a standard inside cabin on this very ship in August. Different location, actually. This one, I'm pleased to say, is a little bit wider and there's a little bit more floor space than the previous one, which really does help. The configuration here is twin. You could have it as a double. Let me show you what that would look like. One of the clear pros about having a double bed configuration is you can snuggle up nicely to your partner. One of the cons, of course, is that the floor space around the bed is limited. Now, this standard inside is actually a little wider than the one we had back in August, so you can imagine what a tight squeeze that one was. Of course, as a twin configuration, if you're with your partner, you're going to have to stretch out with those arms and legs to make that contact, or share a single bed. But you do have all the floor space running through the middle. It's like an aisle. It's like you could get married here. Walk up and down the aisle, I dare you. As a twin configuration, your bedside units will both be placed in between the beds. So this is where you've got your lamps. Now, these lamps also, sorry, that's bright, isn't it? Have, as you can see, reading lights, and they are maneuverable. God love a maneuverable reading light. You've got your telephone here because you're going to want to order room service, aren't you? You are. I'm going to show you that later. And 2 shelves plus 4 drawers, so a little bit of storage space down here as well. Yes, that's me Cunard slippers, my darlings. I'm a gold member, apparently. Gold finger. Sorry about that. My mantra before filming this was don't be over the top, don't be over the top, don't be over the top. Fail. A slight disadvantage of this twin configuration, by the way, is that, now then, behind these very comfy pillows on both sides of the room, you actually have a UK socket, a US outlet, plus your USB ports. Now, if you have a twin configuration, as you can see, these are covered. And if you're trying to charge your devices at night, that could be a little bit problematic. Alrighty, let's check out our cabin from over here. And some of you who are super observant are going to say to me, what on earth is that television doing on the wall? How are you supposed to watch it from here? Well, it could well be maneuverable, couldn't it, folks? But no, it ain't maneuverable. We're all wondering whether Cunard are going to actually fit brackets to the televisions in these inside cabins, because as it stands, it's not very practical at all. Definitely a design flaw. I will say, however, I really do like this wall art. Oh gosh, look, I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of the bow. I think it's fabulous. I really do. Kind of like a 3D picture. And I've said this before, I really like the color scheme. Different shades of blue. What kind of blue is that? Diesel? Denim? What would you say? Now then, in most cabins on cruise ships, you have space under the bed to store luggage. I've got my massive level 8 case, and I'm pleased to say it fits. Hallelujah. These days, some cruise lines absolutely go to town when it comes to the marketing of the comfort levels of their beds, their mattresses. Now, these on Cunard are absolutely fabulously comfortable, as are the pillows. I have had the best night's sleep in this very quiet cabin. And it's not just the comfort levels of the mattress, the duvet, the pillows, it's also this location. It's so quiet here with passenger cabins above and below. You can sometimes run out of luck. I understand that if you get a noisy couple or family, but on this occasion, it's been blissful. Not only that, but an inside cabin, of course, benefits from no natural light. Imagine me saying it benefits from no natural light. Normally, I'm all over me natural light. Look how dark it is when I turn all the lights off. Are you ready for this? 3, 2, 1. Holy macaroni. I mean, put me in a darkened room, slap me in the belly of a wet fish, and I am a happy man. In all seriousness though, no, I was being serious then. One of the cons about an inside cabin is the lack of natural light, which I know is not something some of you appreciate at all. It's also more difficult to wake up in the morning because it is pitch black. It's hard to actually gauge what time it is. Now, there are some great apps out there that you can install on your devices, which will actually make your phone start to brighten very slowly in the morning to give you the sense of natural light and hopefully help wake you up. It doesn't work for me. I just sleep through everything. Speaking of lights, either side of your bed there's a switch for a night light. I don't know if you can see at the bottom of the wardrobe. You ready? Ta-da! Very handy night light. Should stop you from falling over in the middle of the night and breaking your neck. Now, whilst we're in the bedroom area, this television, whilst poorly placed, does have some great features. One that I particularly appreciate, especially being in an inside cabin with no natural light, is that you can have a look at the bow camera and either pretend that you're outside enjoying the beautiful sunshine and ocean views, or at the very least make some sort of judgment as to what you're going to wear. Also, this channel has music playing 24/7, which is very handy when you're getting ready. It's also got the weather forecast and the navigation chart, which is a firm favorite of mine. So you can see exactly where you are. We are currently the arrow, and all the numbers represent the ports or the sea days, plus your arrival and all aboard time. So very helpful indeed. Now, I think the guest services section is also very helpful. As you can see, all of these might actually answer frequently asked questions. There's also live television, radio, the films, incidentally, a good selection here, and you don't have to actually pay for any of them, unlike some cruise lines. I always target poor MSC who charge for their films. the essential channel for information about safety, security, accessibility, environmental issues, and well-being on board. The onboard and ashore channel, very helpful indeed for all your information about dining, drinks, including menus, entertainment, and also port information, which of course is super helpful. Now, Cunard is very well known for its insights program, so they have all sorts of really interesting entertainers and speakers on board. And one great thing is you don't even have to go to the theatre to watch them live, because they are broadcast directly onto your television as well. How cool is that? And you can even watch them on demand. I think that's a fabulous idea. And lastly, you can check your onboard account through the television, which always scares me. What am I at? $426 already? Oh my goodness me, I need to stop spending. Okay, the workstation / vanity area. It's one of the prettiest I've seen on any cruise line. Love the backlighting here, love the wallpaper, but it's one of the smallest I've ever seen as well. I mean, these could have been designed to be a little bit bigger. Definitely in the last cabin we were in and this one, you've got all those extra inches there. And of course, you'll be aware of this, my darlings, those extra few inches can make all the difference. Now then, it's not the biggest problem on the planet, but the room service trays do not actually fit here unless you move a number of the items. So kettle, for example, really needs to be on one of these shelves, because the minute you put that there, your tray is going to dangle over the edge, and nobody likes dangly bits, do they? And speaking of kettles, we do indeed have one in each cabin, plus tea and coffee making facilities. You're also going to receive these galettes au bonbon in your cabin. Every time you have a nibble of one, they'll be replenished, so make sure you feast on them, and if you want to save them till later, pop them in a drawer. They'll still get replenished. A couple mugs, a couple glasses, and these 2 large bottles of water were actually here when I arrived. They are chargeable, however. $4 for a single bottle. A package of 6 is $20. Be aware that any drinks you purchase for your cabin will come with a 15% service charge, regardless of whether you have a drinks package or not. We've got more sockets and outlets here. There's a UK socket, a European socket, and over here, a US outlet, plus your USB ports. Of note, each cabin also comes with a bottle of bubbles. I'd like to say complimentary in that you don't have to pay any extra for it, but I'm sure you paid for it in your cruise fare. And 2 very nice glasses as well. If you want ice, just ask your cabin steward or stewardess. Speaking of which, my cabin steward is called Stephen. He's absolutely awesome. I think these cards are a really nice touch, by the way. You don't get that on all cruise lines. That age-old question, is there a fridge? Yes, there is. Is there a mini bar? Yes, there is. Are these items chargeable? I'm afraid so, my darlings. I'll show you the prices shortly. However, each adult sharing a cabin is allowed to bring on board 1 bottle of wine or bubbles to be consumed in your cabin. Alrighty, and here's a look at the prices should you choose to purchase anything from your minibar. Remember what I said? 15% service charge added to those as well. And lastly, we have a drawer here. Yes, it's the hairdryer. Let's do a hairdryer test. Well, first of all, cable length. It ain't the longest. If you stretch that, it's going to come flying out of the socket. I mean, you tell me these things are important, so I try them out for you. Okay, there's only 2 speed settings on this hairdryer. Speed setting number 1. Oh, that is a pathetic blow. Quite warm though. Speed setting number 2. Not a bad blow, quite warm, but could take you a little longer than the average time to dry your hairy bush. Alrighty folks, let's check out that bathroom. I know you want to. I hope I haven't got anything dodgy about. Okay, welcome. I think these bathrooms look fabulous. It's an improvement over the years, it really is. And the most notable improvement is this wonderful shower. It's an innie. It's not an outie, all right? It's an innie. And it is a... Oh my goodness. Is it haunted? Oh, it's haunted. It is a great size shower. And how many people are you going to get in here? Probably 3, I would say. And it comes with the most glorious Penhaligon products: shampoo, conditioner, bath and shower gel. And believe me, I have been eating those all week. Okay, not eating, but I've been like smothering them all over me. They're gorgeous. Fabulous shower, by the way. 2 settings up here. It's powerful and it's hot, just like most of you. We've got a handle here, another here in case you need a little bit of extra support with mobility, or no doubt when it's rocking and rolling at night and you need to hold on. These are my retro swimming trunks because look, ding, ding, ding. Yeah, we've got a washing line in here as well. Okay, I haven't done any washing, but they do need to dry. So yeah, I think this is a fabulous shower, and of note, even though I've brought my own products, yeah, I've got my Ritual of Sakura body wash. I absolutely adore it. I have decided that the next time I sail with Cunard, I'm not going to bother because these are bloody gorgeous. Angles and perspectives. Oh my goodness, is this where you're going to do your business with your 1 cheek, 2 cheeks, rah rah rah? I see you, plastic toilet brush hiding down there. Let's see how much leg room we have on the John, because look, can you see it's like at a bit of an angle, this is, isn't it? Oof. Well, I'm okay, but I'm not the tallest. I haven't got the longest of legs. I mean, you don't want to be dangling them out there, do you? Can you imagine on the John and your partner's in there like, what are you doing? What are you doing in there? It's fine. The one thing I don't like is that the toilet roll is sort of behind you and lower down. You could pull a muscle, you really could, so please be careful when you're stretching. A very nice looking unit next to the toilet. We've got a shelf down here with a bin, railing here for towel, and a nice sink basin area. Plenty of space to put your bits and bobs, odds and sods, knick and knack, brick and brack, sweetie. This air freshener is mine. I've just got a little bit of OCD about cruise cabin smells. And this one is perfect, it's all good, but just in case. We've got a good size mirror here and 3 shelves. You'll notice there are 2 more Penhaligon products on this shelf, and up here some cotton wool buds. I haven't had any kind of need to use them. Towels here, this gives me anxiety. Not the towels or the quality, but the fact that they are above the toilet. Oh my God, you must keep the toilet lid down. Can you imagine? You could wake up to some towels in that toilet. It just gives me so much anxiety. We have a shaving point as well. Glorious to see. All right, so that is, in a nutshell, your bathroom. Not the biggest bathroom area with the toilet and sink, but the shower absolutely makes up for that, in my humble opinion. What do you reckon? Tell me what you think. Drop those comments below. I think fair to say both pros and cons of that bathroom. But here's the biggest con, and that is the storage space. It might look quite positive on the surface. However, let's get to grips with this. You've got 1 wardrobe area here with hanging space. These hangers are the worst designed hangers. They really are. They're such a pain to actually take off and rehook when you're packing and unpacking, and they don't actually allow for as many clothes to be hung. You have of course got space at the bottom for your shoes, your bags, and there is a mirror on the back of this door. So look, I'm here as a solo passenger. I've taken up all that space. I don't really pack very heavily when I travel. So imagine if there were 2 of us, because you'd be like, oh no, that's fine, there's more space. Well, there's some hanging space down here, although it's kind of like just for your tops probably. We've got our in-cabin safe, a shelf here, a good size shelf. This is where I put all my dirties, look. And your life vest jackets are up here, okay? Now then, you're going to be like, that's fine because there's going to be more wardrobe space, and you're partly right, partly wrong. We've got more shelves here, and look how tiny this is. This has the fabulous, uber comfy and soft Cunard gowns, but look how narrow that space is. And you're like, don't worry, there'll be another wardrobe somewhere. Yes, a very, very narrow one. Another railing here though, having said that. Definitely enough space for my rucksack at the bottom. So I'm going to say this now. I think the storage element of this cabin is very poorly designed in comparison to many other cruise lines and cruise ships. Just saying. Now, one of the big pluses about Cunard, in my humble opinion, is their in-room dining service. Currently, there's no tray charge, doesn't matter what cabin you're in, and most of the dishes on offer are complimentary, or maybe you paid for them in your cruise fare. I know, you can argue that, can't you? And some of you love to argue. First up, breakfast. As you can see, you can choose your time window and then as many items as you see fit. And the best thing about a Cunard breakfast in bed is the fact that they still offer hot breakfast items. Not all cruise lines do that anymore, so this is wonderful. I really do think that. And you just need to pop that outside your cabin door by 1 a.m. But it doesn't end there. Oh no, they have a brunch menu, and this is something I haven't seen on many cruise lines. They even offer the quintessential Cunard's afternoon tea. Between 12 noon and 11 p.m, here are your options. You'll notice the majority are indeed included in your cruise fare. On the left-hand side, you can see some signature supplements, which actually come from some of the specialty dining restaurants, which I think is a fabulous idea. Your desserts, and then we have our late night menu from 11 p.m. until 7 a.m. and this is where you're going to find the pizza menu as well. Now, I personally think it's very uncomfortable to sit over at the workstation / vanity area and have breakfast. It's just not enough space and it kind of feels a bit boxed in. So I've been having mine from my bed. Let's rewind and see some of those dishes, shall we? That was really cakey. Shall we? Back. Come on, let's do this. Look how much Cunard life force I get as well with this delivery. Awesome. All included in your cruise fare. Now then, there is a laundry service available. Just ask your cabin attendant for information. There are also some laundrettes on board. Shall we go and have a nose in one? Yeah, let's do it. As far as I could see on the deck plans, self-service laundrettes are located on decks 4, 7, 8 and 10. Alright, it's a laundrette, but will there be any gossip? Ain't no gossip in here. Nothing. Ooh, what beautiful looking machines, eh? Look, complimentary laundry detergents here. Good old laundrette etiquette. We love a bit of that. And thank goodness there are operating instructions, because I wouldn't have a Scooby. Don't say to me, why would you do your laundry on a cruise? What if you're on a world cruise? You ain't got enough outfits every day for that, have you? One of the major pros of staying in a cabin like this, of course, is the ka-ching. Generally, unless there's an offer, it costs much less to sail in an inside cabin. For some of you, you've told me that works for you perfectly because you have more cruises. Some of you have said to me you prefer quality over quantity. Me personally, well, I'm traveling more frequently now, every 2 to 3 weeks, and therefore an inside cabin is a necessity for me to keep the ka-ching down. Having said that, and as much as I'm getting used to staying in inside cabins, I really do miss some of the extra space you can get from an ocean view or a balcony cabin. I miss waking up in the morning, rolling out of bed straight onto a balcony and watching a sailing to port. It's not the same rushing to get ready and climbing a few flights of steps or taking the lift to find your outdoor space to watch those sailings. I love the convenience of doing that on a balcony. I'm also someone who every now and then will order room service for breakfast, for dinner. Depends on the itinerary and how busy it is and how knackered I am. I miss having room service on the balcony with a view. There's no doubt about it. None of these things are deal breakers, of course, because you are saving a lot of money by staying in one of these cabins. Question is, what do you think? Are you team inside, outside, balcony, or will you not do with anything less than a suite? Or are you shaking it all about? Drop your comments below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you for your support as we head towards 34,000 subscribers. Today's shout outs go to my gorgeous tiers 3, 4 and 5 patrons. You could become a patron by searching patreon.com/travelblogjamie. For your personalized video messages, just search cameo.com/travelblogjamie. Don't forget we can follow each other on Facebook, Jamie W. Robbins, X, Threads, Instagram and Blue Sky at travelblogjamie, and of course right here, right now on YouTube.